Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Mask of the Rose. This is a bit weird. My microphone broke during the recording of this episode, so I'm dubbing in my voice after the fact. So this is going to be a bit weird compared to normal episodes of Mask of the Rose, I feel. But let's start off by recalling the past. I reach for another memory out of that jumbled grab bag. There are things I sometimes remember from that night that cannot have happened. Impossible things. If I concentrate, I can recall. Archie searched his books for some precedent. Constable Harjit checked on us that night, but I glimpsed something in a bit of a mirror. That seems like the most interesting one, so let's click on that. In a mirror, I saw something that wasn't my reflection. A woman who might have been Chinese, though I could not be sure. She sat at a desk in a flooding palace, and the milky water had come level with her knee. She wrote in haste. Her hands were gory with ink. Ink stained and dimmed the firebirds embroidered on her sleeve. The glimpse of me goaded her. The ink bottle, upset, blue-black, bloomed in the floodwater. I don't know who that could be. A Carganian, maybe? Let's head outside, see what we can do. We've got Hogslain Market, the Landau's townhouse. We've also got 3 things we can hand those in. We can build our friendship with Grizz. We can discuss theories of the Ministry misbehavior with Archie. We're going to do that at some point. But I think Landau's? Take the census with BB? That's the house maid. We can go to the bazaar to provide Mr. Pages with additional census forms while Grizz is absent. I don't think I want to do that while she's absent. So let's go to Hogslain Market and look for census-filling shopkeepers. It's hard to guess what outfit will best go over in this environment. I'm satisfied with this. Hello. Call me Ivy. Anything you like the look of? In the market for a new hat? I can explain I'm working for the Ministry on the census, or I can establish my authority with the census. Let's just explain. The Ministry of Accounting and Recounting have asked me to work on the census. I see. We can simply ask her full name. We can try to establish some trust. Let's go with the trust. I favour Ivy with a brief sketch of my own upbringing and family tree. Ivy Flitz. It's Claret. It's what passed for a joke with my mum. We can note the royal residences. We can angle for an explanation. We can make no comment on her mother's sense of humour. Let's angle for an explanation. Fitz Claret? Like the family of royal bastards, the Flitz Clarences. Except less to do with a ducal ancestor, and more to do with strong drink. My mom reckoned when I got old enough, I could pick a lie that'd suit me. So long as you live with me, you'll be known for a tart's daughter. No point hiding it. We can decide what relationship we want, we can laugh, or we can take an interest in her mum. Is your mum still about somewhere? Oh, she fell with the rest of us. She says she had a better time of it than most, being that she was already a fallen woman. We can explore the question of her future, we can scowl disapprovingly, we can note this information down and move on. Let's explore the question of her future. Are you going to change your name someday? Oh, yes. But not until I have enough saved to move my shop to Ladybones. Mademoiselle Lière de Bordeaux, I'm planning to call myself. All the fashions of Paris, but darker and more marvellous. Her voice shifts up market suddenly, her pronunciation almost as proper as Grizz's. I can sound elegant, but I didn't learn my manners at a finishing school. I worked in the back room of a dressmaker's shop until I was good enough to put in front. Found my way into genteel parlours and didn't let myself be kicked out of them again. Not 1 in 20 of the ladies I dress could do what I've done. We can simply ask about her household and use the question as a chance to flirt. We're going to simply ask, do you live alone? I live back at my mum's place when I'm not working in. She's good company unless she's got guests of her own, in which case I stay out late. We can simply ask about her romantic connections. Are you married or otherwise connected? There's been a few warm encounters. I'm not the blessed virgin, am I? But I don't want child nor man sponging off me. One thing about being raised by an old sloop of war. She taught me how to keep unencumbered. For a moment, no one speaks. We can flirtatiously tease Ivy, we can ask her about her work, or we can look at her goods. Let's ask her about her work. I take it, then, that this is your entire occupation. Here's the thing about working in the houses of fine ladies. They leave their letters lying about and tell themselves you can't read. They gossip about their affairs and fancy that you're deaf. Well, I have a rule, and it shows a generous and charitable spirit at that. First time you forget I've got eyes and a brain. No harm. I shut my minces and I keep my Hunslows clamped. Do it again. Your secrets are mine, and my secrets are my living. We can note that I also embrace opportunities when I find them. We can say it doesn't sound like a very reliable enterprise, or suggest she'll come to regret this violation of public order. Say we also embrace opportunities when we find them. Good thinking. The owner of a secret doesn't know when it's been stolen. As you can see, better to be able to take an opportunity when it's offered than to make a plan. Plans break. Ah, well, Upper Rome for me. We can decide to romance Ivy, or we can say my opinion remains to be seen. I shake my head to clear it. The ruminations are gone. All is as it was. Judging by the clock, I can afford another errand today. We got person, Ivy, and motive, thought poorly of gentleman, which seems true enough. Let's head outside again. I think we'll go to the bazaar and provide Mr. Pages with additional census forms while Grizz is there. The badge will eliminate any expectation of a social visit, at any rate. I'm satisfied with this. Grizz has already shown me once how to visit the ministry. Nonetheless, this time I want to make sure I visit while she is also there. So I invite myself to accompany her when she walks to work.
We require more stories for the bazaar. Our current catalogue is too small.
Too small?
Far too small.
We have all the romantic accounts from the census.
Too short, too self-similar. A person was married, then widowed. A person fell in love, was rejected, and married another. Where is the screaming in such an account?
We can turn the moment to humour, or we can leave this to Grizz. It is the custom, after suffering, to go on with one's life. Besides, if you want more colourful stories, there are the novels.
London's novels have been disappointing.
We can promise to make appropriate arrangements with Rachel, imply that Mr. Pages has led poorly, blame Grizz for the lack of progress, or we can ask Grizz what she would do. Let's promise to make appropriate arrangements with Rachel. I can assist with this. Let me make the necessary introductions. I know where to find the Landaus. A visit to Rachel Landau will produce more of what Grizz is looking for. Help Grizz ask Rachel Landau for writing work.
What else is there?
You can hand over everything at once. It turns over a page. Mr. Pages pays 2 pennies. Then it puts the census page in a stack of others, much like it. It weighs the stack down with a paperweight. If I look too hard at the paperweight, my eyes sting. It turns over a page. The trick is to not look at the back of the penny at all. It turns over a page. This form edits 2 pennies. It arrives at Rachel's census. Mr. Pages is pleased enough with my information to give me 2 pennies.
There are 7 forms thus far. This should be commemorated. Grizz has suggested that the agents of the ministry should appear respectable. Moreover, that black is a respectable colour of clothing. I have obtained an article. It was not made with Mr. Vales's wares. I hope this will not give offence. Mr. Vales should not be given the measure of you.
A black coat, suitable for funeral processions and the attendance of graves. Wearing it makes me more conscious of grim truths, but also better able to lend comfort. It looks through the sheets of the form in its usual way. It doesn't find much too interested in the account of Rachel's romantic life. It is much more intrigued by her employment.
Ah, the authoress. We must hope she is proliferant.
That is enough of my official duties for the moment. We can ask what the census is for, ask about the food supplies, ask why maps need to be outlawed, or draw this conversation to an end. Let's ask why maps need to be outlawed. Why aren't we allowed to have maps and atlases anymore? We need them more than ever. London isn't arranged where it used to be. I believe the ministry intends to resurvey the territory. In the meantime, it wouldn't do, you know, to have people using fallacious maps.
The territory of the Neath is anti-dispoficated towards lying still.
We can ask what that was supposed to mean. I beg your pardon? I suppose it must be a reference to the seismic activity. Perhaps there's a concern that further events will disturb the arrangement of London's streets. And, now I think on it, in those circumstances the existence of inaccurate maps might cause alarm. Perhaps better not to create in the population an expectation of a consistent layout. That is enough of my official duties for the moment. I render my thanks and good wishes to all parties and bow myself out. We've learned the motive, knew the neath changed. The hallways outside are hushed, except that if I listen closely, there is a sound like something walking with an uneven gait. Its shoes, or perhaps its toenails, click on a polished floor. It is nearly time for supper. I think we can go straight to the table. Ew, what is that? I thought I smelled a stew. The pot's on the table. Aneurin, sit where you like. Are we eating rubbery men? We can ask what's in it. We can move lightly to new topics, but let's ask what's in it. If you judge just by the flavour, it'll be a chewy type of fish. Ugh. Makes a change from mushrooms. That goes for you too, Miss Griselda. There's stew ready if you're hungry. We can press for details. Let Grizz say whatever she is burning to say. Go with that. You went fishing? It was a gift from someone I treated for gripe. The masters warned me against eating things from the river. I'm not sure it was the river he caught it from. Why? What did he tell you? He didn't tell me anything. We can joke about how bad the food tastes, complain that the person is protecting a food source. Let's go with that one. That seems like the most logical thing to say here. If he has a good spot to fish, most likely he means to keep it quiet. Wouldn't want to share, would he? Oh, that might be it. He had the meat in a big bag, a very big bag, and stained dark. This is definitely a rubbery man. I made him swear it wasn't human before I'd take it. To judge by the fishy smell, it wasn't. There's a brief lull in the conversation. We can leave a mess for Miss Horatio, or we can keep quiet and eat. I chew diligently. We finish eating. Let's review the day in my journal. So we picked up a few new things. Mostly, we need to bring Archie theories about the ministry, but we need to help Grizz ask Rachel Landau for writing work. And we can also pay back our rent. Maybe we'll do that in the next episode. Since we have 10 pennies. We only have to give 5. And then obviously we still have our census. Taking duties. Day 263. Days since the fall. We have 10 days left. Should be a plenty of time. Another morning. Another newspaper. The headlines today read: Severe destruction renders southwest of London impassable. Reports of foreign population. But with that, I think I'm going to have to end this episode here, so thank you all very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, let me know what you think. Thank you again to the members of the channel. It really does help support me and keep this channel going. Sorry about the weird dubbing. Hopefully this won't happen again. Thank you all very much for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time.